Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we're going to be doing a tutorial on the look I'm wearing here. I thought I would do a glam look for a special event, a formal event, in case any of you are looking for some inspiration on makeup looks for your event that might be coming up. So I really hope you enjoy this video. Primarily, I tried to use products that are readily available that you'd be able to get your hands on if you needed to today, not things that you'd have to order and wait on shipping. So hopefully that's helpful to you. Again, I really hope you enjoy this video, and I think we'll go ahead and just get started. Okay, so the first thing that I want to stress is that in order to get the very best makeup application, you want to make sure that your skin is prepped and ready to go and just as flawless as it can be without makeup. So make sure you wash your face. If you haven't exfoliated in a while, then exfoliate your face as well, just to make sure you remove any of the excess dirt and dead skin cells and things like that, so that your skin is nice and smooth, so that your makeup will apply nicely. I have already washed my face. I of course used my RNF Unblemished regimen because I have acne prone skin. By the way, just as a side note, if you're looking for some great skincare with an amazing guarantee, then don't hesitate to reach out to me. I'd be happy to just go over what your options are. But with that said, I'm going to jump into primer. So for primer today, I'm actually going to use two. I'm going to use the Rimmel Stay Matte Mattifying Primer. This one I'm going to be putting through my forehead area because I'm oily and I get super shiny on my forehead. And then for my pore areas that I want to minimize the appearance of pores a little bit more, I will use the Benefit POREfessional. I'm gonna go ahead and get started with this. Just gonna squeeze some of that here. This one is the pore minimizer, so I'm going to put it, like I said, where my pores are the most visible. Through this area here. Then I'll go in with the Rimmel Stay Matte for my forehead. I may have gotten a little bit too much. For foundation today, I'm going to be using the Milani Conceal and Perfect 2-in-1 Foundation Plus Concealer, and I'm using the shade 05 Warm Beige, and I'm actually trying out, this is a new sponge to me. This is the L'Oreal Paris Blend Artist Infallible Foundation Blender. I've pre-moistened it. It's very soft and bouncy, so we'll see how this goes. I'm opting to use a beauty sponge. It's going to shear out the coverage just a little bit. If you want super full coverage, then you're going to want to go in with a brush. A good drugstore brush would be the Real Techniques, the Expert Face Brush, or the Real Techniques buffing brush. Real Techniques is a great drugstore brush brand. Either of these two are great for applying foundation. Don't forget to drag it down the neck a little bit so you don't have that line between your face and your neck. Okay. I really like that sponge. Next, I'll jump to concealer. Today I'm using the Maybelline New York Instant Age Rewind Eraser for dark circles. I have two colors here. I have the shade Honey, which is closer to my skin tone, and then I have Neutralizer. I like Neutralizer to brighten things up, so typically what I'll do for a look like this is I will focus Neutralizer, because you'll see it's super bright. Focus Neutralizer in here in this corner. This is going to brighten things up, and it's going to look very crazy. And then Honey will go the rest of that area. If you don't have oily lids, you can prime your eyelids with your concealer too, and then just make sure you set it down a little bit later. If you have oilier lids, then you're going to want to go in with an actual lid primer. My preference is the Urban Decay eyeshadow primer potion. But to blend out my under eye concealer, I typically will use the Real Techniques contour brush to blend out my concealer. So I'll try this real quick just to see, since I haven't used it before. Make sure you really get into that corner. I feel like my inner corner gets really dark, so that's why I dragged that neutralizer color way up into that inner corner. Now what you could do too is to do your eye makeup first and then come back and do your face makeup. If you're using eyeshadows that you know are going to have fallout, then it would probably be a good idea to do your eye makeup first and then the rest of your face, but I think today will be okay. I'm gonna go ahead and set my eyelids because I don't like to see the creasing from the concealer. So for that, I just realized I don't have a setting powder from the drugstore. I've heard a lot of people use the Coty Airspun. I know for sure you can get that at Walmart. I saw it today at Walgreens. I'm just using my RCMA No Color powder, and I'm just gonna set the concealer that I put on my eyes, and I'm gonna focus it mainly in the crease and above. You could also set your eyelids with just like a skin tone colored eyeshadow. I totally could have done that. This way all of our shadows will not skip on the skin and they'll just lay down and blend nicely. Next step for me is going to be, I like to go ahead and get bronzer out of the way and contour, because when I bronze I go all over my eyebrows, so I'll do my eyebrows kind of later. This right here is the E.L.F. Complexion brush, and then this is the Rimmel Natural Bronzer Waterproof Bronzing Powder. The other shade I really like, I think, is the Sun Bronze, but I like them because they're waterproof, and this one I like because it's a little, it gives you a glow because of the reflect. So you could go either matte or glowy. I'm gonna go glowy. I should have set my face first, so let's pretend like I did not just start with bronzer. Got a little ahead of myself. So this is the Rimmel Stay Matte Long Lasting Pressed Powder, and I am using shade 001 Transparent. I have a big pointed powder brush. You could get a powder brush from pretty much any brand. Eco Tools has a really nice fluffy soft powder brush. Real Techniques also has one, so definitely you have options at the drugstore. So I'll just tap in. For this powder specifically, I'll keep it in the places I get really oily. Like my forehead gets so oily. Also, I didn't set my under eyes. I'm all over the place in this video. I didn't set my under eyes, so I need to do that as well. Let me work on these creases here, and then I'm gonna take a smaller brush, which is what I used for my lids. It's the Real Techniques setting brush, so I'll just stick with this powder since it's in my hand and set the under eye. If you don't usually crease under the eyes, then I would say you don't have to worry about it, but if you do crease, then definitely don't forget to set your under eyes like I totally did. Oh my gosh, I don't know what happened. I'm having like it's not momentary. It's like multiple momentary lapses in brain function. Not really sure what's happening. Okay, I typically don't set my entire face, but for the bronzer and blushes and all the other powders to glide on nicely, you want to set so that nothing skips, so you don't get patchy bronzer, blush, whatever powder, contour. Plus, setting your face is just gonna make everything last that much longer. Okay, pretending like this is the first time going into bronzer, you're gonna take your bronzer, go back in. What a lot of people like to do is the 3, so you hit the perimeter up here, come down your cheekbone, and then back down your jaw. And even though, that's the other thing too, using this reflective, this more glowy bronzer, is that even though I just set my face with a mattifying powder, this will add back some natural, you know, glow. The next thing I will do is go into contour. The contour I really like to use is the Kat Von D Shade Light contour shades, but for today I'm using this NYX. It's the high definition blush, and it's in the shade Taupe, so it's a nice gray undertoned type of shade. This is the NYX 05 brush. I think this actually was technically a contour brush, so we'll dip in here. And following that, the top of the ear and going down just under your, roll it just under your cheekbone and hit that area. Lay it down and then circular motions to buff it in. And then I like to hit the temple area as well. But if you have a narrow face already, you don't have to do that. But I have a rounder face, so that's how I do. Okay, I feel like I want a little more warmth, so I'm actually going to grab my Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless in the shade Mocha. This one's actually a powder foundation, but I just feel like I want a little bit more. So back in with that E.L.F brush. So apparently I don't have any drugstore blushes. Wet n Wild has some really nice drugstore brushes. I might have like a Tarte. It's called Party. There's a lot of A's. Amazonian Clay 12-Hour Blush. And it's a fairly nude color, nude peachy pink. So I'll go ahead and use that, since technically you could go to Ulta and get this, even though it's not like drugstore, but you could go get it. This is a Japonesque, I think it's a contour brush. You are going heavier on the eyes, so you don't want to grab a blush that's super bright and playful. Okay, I think I want to do my eyebrows now, because it's kind of driving me crazy. So this is the Benefit Precisely My Brow Pencil. I am using the shade 4. This one I think is supposed to be waterproof too. So it's always, I mean, not necessary, but I like to use waterproof because we live you know, in Arizona in the desert. And not gonna lie, I sweat like profusely. So this next step, some people think it is completely mandatory. I personally don't always feel like it's mandatory, but I will set my brows with the Wet n Wild Ultimate Brow Mascara. I like this one too because even though my hair is back to all being practically black, this one will kind of lighten up my brows, which just gives them a little, it just gives them a little warmth. And I don't know, I just like it, so I like this one. I guess in particular that's because of the shade, which the shade I'm using is Nothing But Bru-nette. So, oh, I get it, nothing but net, nothing but Bru-nette. Wow, that's like a dad joke right there, almost, but not even really. Okay, anyways. I hope you really liked this video. If you did, please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. Also, if you haven't already, please don't forget to subscribe before you leave and click on that bell button if you would like notifications whenever I upload a new video. Wherever you are, I hope your day has been amazing. I hope the rest of your week is awesome, and I really hope to see you in my next video. Thanks so much for watching. Bye guys!